Managing wildfires has never been easy. It presents incredible challenges across large regions and communities, affecting tens of thousands of people at any given time. That's why tackling wildfire risk reduction and land management on a larger scale requires a bigger, collective approach, involving a variety of partners and practitioners. One of many partner groups that supports ecosystem resilience through adaptive forest management, including wildfire risk reduction through tools like prescribed fire, is the forest industry. BC Timber Sales, or BCTS, is a self-funded provincial government agency housed within the Ministry of Forests. They manage the sustainable harvesting and reforestation of approximately 20% of the timber available for harvest from British Columbia's land base. BCTS's approach at the Glacier Creek project is a great example of sustainable forest management. Prescribed fire was used after the harvest to reduce forest fuel load and achieve a variety of other objectives. Prior to planning for the project, BCTS developed a Forest Stewardship Plan, or FSP, a legal document that identifies plans for road building, carrying out forest harvesting, and performing silvicultural activities such as tree planting and brushing. Once approved, BCTS developed site-specific plans and completed assessments of the area's archaeology and hydrology, visual impacts, terrain stability, invasive plants, species at risk, and forest health. After assessments and plans were completed, BCTS harvested the area in the winter of 2019-2020. Because of the steep terrain, crews used a method called cable harvesting, using a yarder to pull the felled trees to a road. Post-harvest, the trees were hauled away, but smaller branches and treetops remained on site, posing a wildfire hazard. Given the site conditions, prescribed fire was the best option for mitigating the fire hazard. BCTS engaged with BC Wildfire Service in fall 2020 to complete a joint post-harvest site inspection with the potential of co-developing a prescribed fire burn plan. The inspection showed it had been approximately 100 years since the last fire in the area, which meant the slash debris left on site from harvesting only added to the existing hazard of an abundance of smaller understory trees. This forest overgrowth and debris is highly flammable if left untreated. It also blocks access to the ground, reducing the number of trees that can be planted after harvest, and can slowly creep down the steep slopes and bury planted trees, blocking light and slowing the germination of natural trees and vegetation. That's where fire becomes the most effective and natural tool. The primary objectives included wildfire risk reduction, improved conditions for reforestation, including the growth and survival of planted and natural trees, and reintroducing fire on the landscape, which has been suppressed over the last century, to help create resilient future forests. These objectives were achieved by mimicking naturally occurring fire through prescribed fire. The secondary objective was to use this as a training opportunity for BCWS crews ahead of wildfire season in a lower risk region. There were two separate burns, conducted 2 weeks apart in spring 2021. The Burnham portion of Glacier Creek, which was a 23.1 hectare burn, and the Lavina portion of Glacier Creek, which was a 24.1 hectare burn. To prepare for the burns, contractors created a 1 to 2 meter wide fuel-free zone around the perimeter. This created a break in the fuel continuity and provided safe access for the crews and for running hoses. 2 hose lays were established from nearby creeks to encircle the treatment units. Pre-wetting and sprinklers were used to increase the humidity at the top of the sides of the treatment areas. Approximately 13 staff were on site to implement the 2-part burn project, including staff from BC Wildfire Service, BCTS Kootenay Lake, West Arm Silviculture, Fall Line Forestry, and other contractors and subcontractors. This project provided important training and relationship building opportunities for all involved. Embracing the opportunities of new technology, drones equipped with infrared cameras were used to scan burnt debris for higher relative temperatures, so ground crews could be notified to further investigate and put out. This helped to prevent potential issues later in the summer. Once the area was deemed safe, BCTS reforested the blocks by planting a variety of diverse seedlings native to the area. The seedlings have had very high survival and growth rates, higher than non-burned portions of the same block. As a result of the burn, the trees will absorb more carbon faster and allow hydrologic recovery, snow intercept and shading, sooner. To monitor the fire effects on the landscape and ensure optimal forest health, The vegetation in the area was measured and evaluated before and after burning. Monitoring will continue on the site for up to 15 years to see how it changes over time. The area can be declared free growing 15 to 20 years after planting. To learn more about BCTS, visit prescribedfire.ca/BCTS. To learn more about cultural and prescribed fire, visit prescribedfire.ca.